Okay, welcome back. Um, we're still on exercise 4. We have completed part A and part B, and we're now looking at part C. But just so we can remind ourselves of the situation, Amelia has $62 saved. She begins to save additional money at a rate of $5 per week. Let the variable W be the number of weeks that Amelia has been saving. And we created an expression with that variable that will help us model this situation so that we can solve problems. So let's look at C. Use your expression from B to find out how much she has saved after 4 weeks. So I'm going to take this expression here. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it down here because we're going to be using it um, for this problem. So what it says is use your expression from B to find out how much she has saved in 4 weeks. This 4 weeks equals our W. So our W equals 4. Now that we know that W equals 4, we're going to substitute it in, just like we did on our first lesson this year about variables and expressions. Okay, so when we substitute, remember, we make a little pocket, and inside the pocket, we put what our variable is. There's no difference between this first step and the second step, except I'm replacing W with my parentheses pocket, and inside I'm putting what they're telling me W is equal to. Now that I've done that, order of operations, simplify and reduce. Okay, so 5 times 4, because we know multiplication has to happen first. That gives me 20. I have my plus 62 over here. Add those together, and I've got 82. Again, I'm going to answer this with a answer sentence. So in 4 weeks, she has saved $, make sure your $signs are in front. Don't put them in back. Some people get lazy and put them in back. $82, period. That's our answer statement, and we have answered C. Now let's look at D. Set up an equation to determine, okay, now equation. Equation means there has to be an equal sign, okay? So set up an equation to determine the number of weeks it'll take to save $127. Then solve this equation. Okay, so the equation is going to have an equal sign, and on the other side of the equal sign is going to be my total that I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to $127. So she's trying to save that much. So I know at the end of my equation, I know it's going to have to equal 127. Now the beginning is going to look like our expression because this is her model. This is how she is saving money. She started with her $62 and then she makes $5 per week or 5 times the number of weeks. Now we have something that looks like a two-step equation. I'm going to switch it around because I know if I have addition, I can change terms around. And I really like having the variable term in front. This is my standard um, form of a two-step equation, of a linear equation. And I think it's just nice to have the standard um, way. Okay, now let's do our do undo. So remember, the left side is the do, what happened to the variable, and then the right side is the undo, what we're going to do to figure out what the variable is. Okay? The do's go from top to bottom, the undos go from bottom to top. Okay, I've created my whole table. Now I'm going to start. What's happening to this variable here? Well, the first thing's happening is multiplying by 5. Then after that, um, there's an addition of 62. Okay, so in order to undo, I need to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract by 62, and then I'm going to divide by 5. Okay, I have my 2 steps in my undo column. I'm starting from the bottom going to the top. So if I'm going to solve this, I know my first step is going to be to subtract 62. And I need to do it to both sides. Opposites cancel. All I have left is my 5W. Remember, all of this work is what I would need from you when you are solving equations to show your steps so I can give you full credit. Okay, 7 minus 2 is 5. Gotta borrow here. This becomes a 0. This becomes a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. So I should get 65 out of that. Check my math, make sure it's correct. Last step, I've told myself is divide by 5. So I'm going to do that to both sides. And I get W equals, and 65 divided by 5 should give me 13. Again, check my math on that. All right. Now we're going to answer our question. In this case, we're not talking about money anymore. It says set up an equation to determine the number of weeks it'll take. So it will take 13 weeks for her to save $127. Okay, and that's our answer. Good luck with the practice problem.